Hi, this is Garvey Campbell and you are watching Carnival 24. Coming up, the Freetown Collective perform an online concert, top reggae artists unite and collaborate to release a new album, fans in St Lucia demand new Soca and Calypso despite Carnival being cancelled, COVID-19 changes the landscape of Latin American tourism, the World Bank provides funding for new Caribbean airports, and me and Mottley places the safety of citizens first. Keep watching, we hope you enjoy this week's show. Make sure you like us on Facebook, follow us on Instagram and Twitter, and if you're watching this on Facebook and want to see our most recent stories today, then make sure you subscribe to the Carnival 24 YouTube page where we release these videos 2 weeks early, and click on the little bell icon to make sure you don't miss any of our shows in future. And also, we'd like to take a moment to thank and recognise the music artists who we support and who also support us in our promotion of the culture and the music that helps to transport the culture across international borders.
Hey, it's your Carnival baby Tizzy, T-I-Z-Z-Y out of Antigua. Make sure and check out the Carnival Network.
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 Carnival.
Carnival Network.
Carnival Network.
Carnival Network.
Carnival Network.
Carnival Network.
Carnival Network.
Carnival Network. Carnival Network.
Carnival Network.
Carnival Network.
Carnival Network.
Carnival Network.
Carnival Network.
Carnival Network.
And now, on with the show. In Trinidad, the Freetown Collective hosted their very first online concert. COVID-19 has disrupted the music industry worldwide, and this is particularly true in the Caribbean, where 80% of revenue that artists generate come from live performances, which we discussed in greater depth in a previous video that we'll leave a link to in the description box. While Trinidad is known for its soca music, it's easy to believe that it's the only genre of music that exists on the island. But many artists throughout Trinidad and across the Caribbean perform other genres of music, and one of these is the Freetown Collective. The Freetown Collective are named after a place in Trinidad purchased by free West African immigrants who helped to liberate slaves in the 1800s. The group performs hip-hop, soca, blues, trap music and 80s music, and is a part of the Social Distancing Festival, which is an online community that showcases the work of music artists around the world during the COVID-19 crisis. COVID-19 has severely disrupted the band's live performance schedule, which include the cancellation of international tours in North America and Europe in 2020. And the disruptions come hot on the heels of the band's latest single with DJ Private Ryan entitled Feel the Love. Their first concert was performed on Thursday the 28th of May and is set to run every week until the first week of September. The first stream can be found through their Facebook page at facebook.com/Freetown Collective, with spoken word performances, live music and commentary from each of the artists in the group. On the 8th of May, St Music released a reggae compilation album packed with top artists. The production team based in Long Island, New York, released the album titled Rankin' Skankin', with 11 songs that showcased Rastafarian artists communicating positive vibes on a rhythm of the same name. One of the production team members, Jason Bevans, said, "The name was created because of the energy of the music, with an old school reggae one-drop feel to have you skanking. All of the artists on the album are Rastafarians, and all of the songs have meaning." Artists that appear on the album include Bugle, Capleton, Luton Fire and Phantom Moja of Jamaica, Isasha from Trinidad and Tobago, Kushan Dea of St Lucia, and Nello Player and Mobile Malachi, who are both from Belize. Jason Bevans, who's also Belizean, said he and his partners deliberately selected emerging acts to work alongside their more popular Jamaican counterparts. And when asked why, they said, "We believe that we have to give the newcomers a chance alongside established artists like Capleton and Phantom Moja, because from our experience, anybody can become popular if they have the right team and hunger to be successful. So we tried to work with new artists that are driven." Synthicut Music was founded 4 years ago by Victor DJ Future Wells, who's from Trinidad and Tobago. But other Trinis on the team are his cousins Carnevale Wells and Dwayne Daniel, Jason Cutrer West and Natalie Chella Edwards. And Brandon Rockubia, who is also a member of the team, was born in New York to Guyanese parents. The Rankin' Skankin' album is their second reggae production, but they first debuted with a rhythm called the High Rise Rhythm in 2018, after releasing several soca songs. A call is being made for St Lucia's Calypso and Soca artists to release new material despite Carnival being cancelled this year. Because Soca and Calypso has a strong connection to the celebration of Carnival, it's common that the majority of artists in the Caribbean usually wait for the Carnival season to release their music. However, with COVID-19 causing Carnival to be completely skipped in 2020, fans in St Lucia are still eager to hear from their favourite artists. Like the rest of the world, artists in the music industry have adopted social distancing protocols in order to flatten the curve of COVID-19, and as a result, many artists have been hosting live concerts via their various social media platforms. Karen Tobia, who works within the field of live events and public relations, commented by saying, "I would love to listen to the music. If Calypso is truly the voice of the people, like we've been saying, then maybe this is the time when we actually need the voice of the people to be heard. There are so many relevant topics now that could be portrayed in song, and like a lot of people, we're really missing Calypso this year. So yes, I'd love to hear some Soca and Calypso music this year. I think it would take us through this period of gloominess and brighten our lives a little bit more." St Lucia's 2019 Calypso monarch, Dennis Ticaro Leo, who agreed with Caron's message, added that a hindrance for some artists could be the cost of production, but noted this could be mitigated through creative use of social media, saying, "Soca artists should use whatever strategies are at their disposal to present their ideas to the public, keeping fans happy." The Minister for Culture and Creative Industries, Senator Fortuna Belrose, acknowledged the challenges faced by music artists, but said it's important for Calypsonians and Soca artists to continue producing content. They have to find creative ways to make it happen for them, especially virtually. They need to market themselves to be able to realise some returns. They need to build their membership, build their supporters and fan base, and produce material that will be appealing to people globally, not just for St Lucia, but across the world. And he closed by saying, with a strong and committed fan base, artists can host virtual concerts where fans must subscribe to view, therefore earning some sort of revenue. Latin America's aviation industry is changing due to COVID-19. The COVID-19 epidemic has affected airlines on a global scale, and this includes Latin America. LATAM, which is Santiago-based and Latin America's largest airline, on the 25th of May filed for Chapter 11 bankruptcy protection in New York after the coronavirus pandemic grounded flights across the region. Before the pandemic, the 330-strong fleet was flying to 125 destinations in Latin America and the Caribbean. The move allows LATAM Airlines Group to keep operating while it works out a plan to pay creditors and turn around the business. The Chilean carrier said it continues to operate on a reduced schedule. Meanwhile, on May 10th, Colombia's national airline, Avianca, filed for bankruptcy protection in a court in New York. Behind KLM, Avianca is the second largest continually running airline in the world. The carrier is the second largest in Latin America, but its passenger operations have been grounded since March because of the COVID-19 lockdown. Also, Copa Airlines announced this week that the airline will restart its operations on July the 3rd with 12% of its fleet capacity. Previously, Copa had stopped its operations since March 15th, and the carrier expects to reach 40% of its fleet capacity by the end of the year. Other effects of the pandemic include the USA shutting the air corridor between themselves and Brazil. Before the current crisis, Brazil was expected to overtake Japan as the world's 5th largest domestic air market in the next 7 years due to increased tourism, trade and business between the two countries. However, this has been harmed by the effects of the pandemic. At the moment, there's no certainty when the US will reopen its borders to Brazil, and both nations are the most affected worldwide by the coronavirus pandemic. In terms of coronavirus deaths, with the markets of both countries declining by 29.9% according to the ALTA. Many experts are suggesting that airlines will delay restarting flights to Brazil when they restart their operations, and also that Brazilian airlines will lower their fares in order to stimulate demand. The World Bank's Board of Directors have approved a series of regional air transport connectivity projects in the Caribbean. The projects will cost a total of $159 million and will enhance regional connectivity by improving the safety of air transport and the resilience of the airport infrastructure to natural disasters. These projects include financing from the International Development Association, who will provide $13 million for Dominica, $17 million for Grenada, $84 million for Haiti, and $45 million for St Lucia. Each of these countries are reliant on the air transport sector and face common flight connection challenges, so the projects will enable each of the countries to better accommodate diverted flights, emergency landings and post-disaster relief flights, and improve regional capacity and collaboration in the sector. In Dominica, the project aims to improve safety and airport resilience readiness to natural disasters and to strengthen the capacity of agencies handling air transportation operations and airport investment planning. The Grenada project will support increased safety and efficiency of airport operations and navigation, make climate resilience improvements, and strengthen the country's capacity in civil aviation and airport management. In Haiti, the project aims to increase operational safety, improve navigation, and enhance the resilience of infrastructure to natural disasters to ensure continuity of essential supply chains and health emergency services. And the project for St Lucia aims to improve operational safety and navigation and enhance the resilience of airport infrastructure to natural disasters. Financing for these projects comes directly from the IDA in the form of a grant to Haiti and as concessional financing to the 3 Eastern Caribbean islands with a maturity of 40 years and including a grace period of 10 years. After flattening the curve of COVID-19, many Caribbean islands are set to reopen in the month of June. In our last show, Dr. Clive Landis, the head of the COVID-19 task force in the Caribbean, said the English-speaking Caribbean has achieved containment of COVID-19 and flattened the curve. And as a result, many islands have named June as the month that tourism will restart in their respective countries. According to the Caribbean Tourism Organisation, the Caribbean attracted 31.5 million visitors last year, and with some islands relying on tourism for more than half of their gross domestic product, many in the region are eager to recover from more than 6 weeks without visitors. Joseph Bosholt, the Commissioner of Tourism in the USVI, said that's all a part of what's driving this next phase of opening up, and he added that tourism represents nearly 60% of the USVI's GDP. However, the Prime Minister of Barbados, Mottley, remains adamant that Barbados' lone airport will not be resuming commercial flights until it's safe. In a statement made during a BBC interview, she said, "We're not going to be driven by a date, we're going to be driven by protocols that make us safe, because we want to remain safe for our people and for the people who are visiting us." Despite the Caribbean region being heavily dependent on the tourism sector, the CARICOM chairperson and Barbados' Prime Minister has re-emphasised that the tourism-dependent country does not have any plans to reopen for tourism just yet. And she disclosed that her government has been in discussions with the airlines and the cruise industry about a health and safety protocol going forward. She reasoned that the issue of testing needed to be addressed to minimise the possibility of importing a second wave of the coronavirus. Mottley also indicated that officials were exploring whether travellers would be tested before or after their flight. She also revealed that it's not just Barbados who are attempting to cover all their bases with health officials to ensure there isn't a second wave of COVID-19 regionally via importation. Speaking on BBC World, Mottley said that the member states were working on a regional public health protocol to ensure the safety of its citizens and its visitors. So, those are our stories for this week, and this week's tune of the week is We Are One by Aaron Duncan. Now, Aaron Duncan is a young, talented soca artist from Trinidad who's been in the business for over 10 years. And in that time, Aaron Duncan has become a 2-time National Junior Soca Monarch winner and a 4-time National Junior Calypso Monarch winner. We love this tune and we hope you will too. This is Garvey Campbell, and you have been watching Carnival 24. We'll see you next time.
We are one.
Some say the time's too hard, some say the time's too bad, but I know we gon' make it. Some say the time's too rough, some say the time's too tough, but I know we gon' make it. Because we are one, we are one, because we we tell them we gonna make it. We gonna make it out of this. We gonna make it. We gonna make it out of this. Sing hallelujah, amen. Sing make it out.